Happy holidays! I'm Gerry. I'm a teacher, and this is Lessons in Learning. Today, we're going to talk about the meaning of Christmas. In December of 1914, during the first winter of World War I, men heard soldiers on the other side of no man's land celebrating Christmas. They courageously stepped out of their trenches and approached their so-called enemies. They ended up celebrating the festivities together, sharing songs, music, dance. They also came to a truce and agreed to stop fighting in order to bury their dead. There are even stories of impromptu soccer games breaking out. Higher-ranking officers became aware of these truces in 1914 and let their displeasure be known. By 1915, they were far fewer, and by 1916, they had been eliminated. What these men discovered is that what makes us different is superficial. We may come from different places, speak different languages, have different customs, and even different religions. But we can easily break through those barriers by sharing stories, playing sports together, sharing food, and simply celebrating our common humanity. Though we have made tremendous progress in the last century, there are those who tell us that we need to be suspicious of our neighbors, that they are different and dangerous. Yet, there are bad people among us as well. The vast majority of people in the world are very good, with hopes and dreams of a better world. There is indeed a reason why the story of the Christmas truce of 1914 still resonates with us today. It is a story about people finding out the actual truth of their so-called enemies. And now we're going to shift gears and talk about getting ready for New Year's. Broadcaster and motivational expert Earl Nightingale tells us that success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. Every year, many of us come up with New Year's resolutions. However, we often get frustrated and give up and never reach our goals. How can we improve this process? First of all, as each year ends, it is good for us to sit down and write about how our lives have changed in the last 365 days, keeping in mind that there is no such thing as failure. Everything is part of the learning process. There is something very powerful about going through this journaling practice. We become mindful of where we are stagnating, where we are moving forward, and what we need to do to have the kind of life that we want to have. From here, we can more effectively not only make resolutions, but actually set goals. Every self-improvement program tells us to have goals, and this makes perfect sense. How can we ever reach a destination if we don't know what the destination is? There are many free tools to guide us in this process. The better ones tell us to keep things relatively simple and specific, to use positive language. They also tell us to not only write things down, but to reread them every day. A whole new year lies before us. How will we embrace it to make our lives better not only for ourselves, but for all of those around us?